What's going on, guys? NealGuides here. Welcome back to another video. Now in today's video we have meta squad builders. We got cheap budget like 100k, we got some 500k, a million coins, we got loads of budgets, and I'm going to give you some meta squads. Now to make this a bit interactive, we've had you guys send me your squads or one or two players in, and I build the squads around those players, make it a bit more fun and a bit more interactive. A user did suggest this. Actually, I thought, you know what, that's actually quite a good idea. Before I get on to that, I just want to say this video is sponsored by the One Football app, your one-stop shop for all football information. As we know, January time, transfer news season, I would say. Hopefully Arsenal buy some players after that crash out of the FA Cup. We better get top four. But anyway, where I keep up to date is One Football app. They show you their fixtures, what games are coming up, what games are getting cancelled, the latest transfer news, all information. Click on this QR code, you can actually scan it and download this app, or you can click on the link down below in the description. Of course, you download it, you do sponsor, because One Football are sponsoring me, you actually do support my channel. So mass thanks to One Football for sponsoring this video. But let's go back into the video itself. So let's go on to the first squad. So we're going to go with one that I saw, which is on the cheap end, 300k budget. Now he sent me two players, Felipe Anderson, and he sent me so I'm going to do this and I'll be right back. And this is what we've gone with. Now I'll be honest, you made my life difficult, really difficult, but I would say stretch to get extra coins. The problem is with the players that you do have, you're locked on who you can get. So what I want to do is I wanted to keep it meta, so I introduced Tekatito and Manafa because they're still so good. There's no one else can beat them. Put Zachary on 8 chemistry, So on 10. And we've got the Pandev, Di Natale, and Felipe Anderson link. I think that is the best way of doing it. Unfortunately, to cut some costs somewhere. So we cut the costs mainly at the centre back. So if you are playing a 4-2-3-1, you're pretty much again sport for choice. Maybe Di Natale up front and then Pandev in cam. Or even Tekatito in cam and you can play something like this. Or if you want to, you can even swap these guys around, play him in cam. But I think it's actually a really, really good team. I would say just save the cost for now. Unfortunately, it's 100k extra, but if you want to make this really top tier meta, that's probably the best way of doing it. One other thing you can do very, very quickly is if you want to reduce the price even more, is that you could keep this in and you can actually get rid of these cards here. And you can just go with very much budget cards. So you can, for example, go here, go back to the 4-5-1 system, like this. Felipe Anderson, Pandev in, and something like that. And you can just go with a cheap right mid in Bundesliga. Just get anyone there just for temporary, and you can bring the budget down just like that. It's not ideal, but that is a solution for a 300k team. Okay, so next we got one by Chris, and he says he's got 1 million coins. What's he got with 1 million coins? Okay, you know what? So we'll do this one first. We'll do some low budgets after as well. So actually, you know what? You got two good players for Kier. That's very nice, and you got the bench as well now. So it turns out I did have to cut it in the end. So this is the team that I built up in the end. 1 million coins on the dot. I'm assuming he's on PS anyway. We got Klaus, Kimpembe, Koza, Amavi, David, Auer, Fekir, Benzema. Benzema was on a bench. What I would say is you can get even here someone like Morales very long term. Because Morales would be very, very well. You can even consider that Lorente link. But I think this team is fine as is. Play Benzema off chemistry, get a French manager, he will get 7 chemistry. So if you're playing like, we're going to go for the classic formations here, 4-2-3-1. I'd say David in striker. And I would say Fekir has to probably play on the wing. Simply for the fact that Neymar's the better cam. And I think Fekir with a Hunter and Benzema on either side, it will save you some cost. But it's that way, you got Auer and you got Claude Maurice. In all honesty, I think it's a very, very good team. You could even consider playing this Klaus in centre back of a Kimpembe, but we all know how cracked Kimpembe is, and of course Donnarumma, one of the best goalkeepers in the game, and that's what you can do with a 1 million coin squad. So not a traditional one, but I still wanted to make it very much meta, where you're playing in a 4-2-3-1 system. Million coins, got David up front. I know a lot of you guys have got that Benzema card and the Fekir card, got the French links, and of course you get the best cam in the game. Okay, so we got one other one by Ricardo here, so 400k. So the old one was 400k. Oh, Mbappe and Neymar. Now this is actually going to be very, very similar to the old one. So he said, if I'm not mistaken, he has 400k. Now I'm actually going to do this one live because I actually know exactly what to do for this team. Now 400k puts you at not too much, but you can actually have some really, really good cards in. So Claude Maurice definitely has to go in. Now, there's other French midfielders that you may know of that can play in a CDM role. Now, Kante is a very, very good card, but the problem is he's too expensive. He takes the budget well out of range. But what we can do is, I'm thinking something a bit unorthodox. What we can do is we go to a 4-5-1, keep these guys in, and what we can do here is we can get Lorente here. Lorente, Morales. Now Morales, you guys know how OP Morales is one of the best cards in the game. And what you can do is you can actually put Correa here. Now, what would be ideal would be a system where we can fit them in all together. Dembele is too expensive, so let's say if we did Correa like this, actually, you know what? Let's do it this way. So I would normally go for the pacier version of Correa. Now you can play him on chemistry or off chemistry, but just because of this system, we're gonna have to play it like this. We could of course go to a different formation, but just to keep things sweet, we're gonna leave it like this. Defense, Kimpembe, Marquinhos. I think you're pretty much good to go. I think they're both very, very good top tier players. And I think you can go with a class you want to send it back. Donnarumma in goal. Okay, again, one of the best keepers in the game. And then left back role, again, there's only a Marby. There isn't really anyone else in, unfortunately, league, and that's actually worth it. Delaney is too expensive for his budget. You always want to spend your money on attackers first and then defenders. And then for the right back role, you can basically go with anyone. You can go with Klaus again, or you can go anyone from La Liga. You can even go with Signature Atal. Now, Inform Atal will be completely fine if you just put him on 8 chemistry. And that is pretty much it. If you really want to increase the chem, as I said, you just need, for example, here, an Algerian manager and Liga Santander, or an Argentinian manager with League 1. It's up to you. So that's very much simple to get the chemistry. So what you do and what you happen to get is you get one of the best midfielders in the game, Llorente and Claude Maurice. He's a defensive guy. He can be on stay back while attacking the entire game. Now the way that I'll do it is like this, because now you've got two of the best Lam and Rams in the game, Correa and Morales, and you got the best cam, and you got Mbappe up front, one of the best teams. And what you can do is swap these guys around. Play Atal in centre mid and put Claude Maurice and right back, and Atal becomes attacking centre mid. So you've got two top tier centre mids, either Llorente, one of the best goal cards in the game. I still use him, that's how good he is. Atal and Claude Maurice. You can swap them around, but you got Neymar, Correa, Morales on the wing, and Mbappe in striker. In a 4-4-2, you'll have Neymar and Mbappe up front. In a 3-5-2, so Correa in cam, Neymar and Mbappe up front. Even Morales in cam is up to you. I like Morales a bit better, but his passing does lack a little bit. But of course, that is very much a meta team. And for 400k, we got it just in the budget with the team that you already did have. So we have another interesting one here. This is a 200k one. Now, I'll normally say with 200k, go for my squad builder, but he ends up sending me this. And I was thinking about it for a little bit, and I was thinking, you know what, for 200k, we can actually sort this out. So he's got 200k surplus to the team he has. So what you do is you just put all these guys $sign. That means all these guys. So whenever you're building a squad, if you ever have untradables, just stick them on $sign. That way, the game, or Footbin should I say, knows that these are not accounted in the price. Now what I want to do is, I think we would go here, I think a 4-3-2-1 would be the way to do it. I know this from experience. If you're doing this for the first time, or even like for the second or third time, it might take you some time, but obviously from experience, I know roughly what formations to put in. And I want the center forward. So what we're going to do is, we're going to keep some of these players. So we're going to get rid of these guys. So now, as he said, he has 200k. 200k. So what I will do is we'll do something very similar to the last team. Okay, we'll do like that and we end up putting Morales in. Now ideally I'd want Morales on full chemistry, so we're going to do something like that, and then we can just put Correa in like this. Now it's up to you on who you'd want on full chemistry, but I think we spend the majority of the budget on a player that's top tier, and we got that. Now the question is, who do you put on the left hand side? Now when you're building a team, sometimes things will change up. Now, if I want to use just Correa, it gives us 100k to spend. Now, generally speaking, I would say you flip it. Flip it, go to 4-5-1. I'm actually going to change it now. We're going to go to the similar system. Maybe we can play Llorente like that. And I'm actually going to swap this. We're going to go with the typical, you know who I'm going to go with, guys. Heung-min Son. Yes, he is still goated, especially for a 200k team, but he brings our team in budget. Of course, you can go up with the numbers up Regulon, but of course, he hasn't got the money, so we're going to go with Regulon. That's completely fine. Bam, bam. We save some money there. Now, for the CDMs, we're kind of a bit sport for choice. Now, Valverde, he has a lot of cards. Now, the cheap Valverde is a very, very good card. Now, you're going to say to me is, hey, Neil, why don't you just put someone else that's a better CDM? Well, the problem is, if you look at La Liga, there isn't any properly good. I mean, you do have, for example, Casemiro, but he's too slow. Again, I want to make this team, I suppose you can say, as meta as it can be. Kondogbia, no. So Valverde is the best. Remember, he's only got 200k, so you just got to make the best of what he has. So we need to get keepers. We need a good CDM. We've got that. We now need another attacker. So we're gonna put Correa on that side, and then we're gonna go here. You guessed it. You guessed it. The Dio. What you can do is go like this. And I think for 200k, you're back in business. Now you're going to say to me, hey, no, look, this is so similar. But the truth is, it's similar, but it's meta. You got one of the best players in the game. I still use him. Son's still very, very good. And Tekatita. In fact, in my Patreon series, I actually have going from Division 10 to Division 1, to Elite Division, should I say. And in the last couple of divisions, I actually use a 100k team. And I use these guys, and they're so good. And I think you can get other players, but if you want to keep it meta, this is the way going forward. Valverde, Llorente, of course, in CDM, if you're using, let's say, a 4-2-3-1 system. Of course, you want these guys together, and I would say Son goes to the wing here, and I'd probably go with something like that. And I think that's a fantastic formation to play in game. If you're going in a two-striker formation, either Correa Morales or Tekatita Morales. So that will be a 200k team. But let's go up now to a higher budget, and let's select a higher budget now. So we're going to go back to the original tweet, because I know some people, they didn't actually do it properly. Let's go for a bigger budget. Let's see here. 1.4 million. Interesting. 1.4. Let's even go a bit higher, actually. It's anyone got? Okay, she's got 2.5 million. Okay, squad don't work. Let's see if the link has been fixed. So it is a 2.5 million coins, and he's got the bench untradeable. Now he's actually got a lot of players. Now for 2.5 million, I always say when you got a big number, you got to consider someone like Eusebio, and you got to say, can I sell my entire team to get someone like Eusebio? And if you're at that point, I would say yes, because once you get a top tier striker in a game, and to be honest, he's got a lot of players around that can actually get the job done. But he may not want that. I don't know. So we're just going to keep it very, very simple. So we'll keep Eusebio on the bench for now. And of course, we're going to have to put the main players. And I mean, it's going to be players that we're going to definitely use. He's got Rashford, I see. So we can think of something on that side. He's got Cornet. Okay. So I think what we can do is, if we go over here to a 4-5-1, let's see if we can isolate Alessandrini. So we can do something like this. And then what we need is another French player. So I think we go Claude Maurice. Now, the question is, who goes? Correa or do we? So let's first sort this out. So here we'll just go with Mendy. That will resolve that situation. We can put Delaney. Now, to be honest, Delaney can actually play the centre back role. He hasn't got the high defensive work rates, but he can get that job done. So we want to keep it under budget. We can. And don't forget, he does have 2.5 million coins. So I would say you get Mbappe. You get the marksman guy like Mbappe, and that pushes all you to 2.5 million. The question is, which one of these players do we take? Now, I do know that Rashford is a bit iffy. People have told me he's not the Rashford he used to be, the 3-star weak foot, the balance. So we're going to keep Correa in. But otherwise, if you want, you could just put this guy off chemistry like over here, and then we're going to simply just put Wan-Bissaka. So you got a choice over here. Maybe if we want to keep things different, we can keep Rashford in, but either one is fine. And then for the back, we go with Kimpembe, and then we go with Donnarumma. Again, because we want to keep Vinicius in, and we need 2 centre mids. So what my grand plan is that we want to still keep it meta, and I think you always want to go top heavy on the attack, build a good attack. A lot of people always made a mistake. I always said in my comment section, hey Neil, why have you got a 50k defense? Because a 50k defense is all you need. Kimpembe is that's why I use Walker and Wan-Bissaka, because people don't understand. You know, you press the tackle button, you're gonna get the ball either way. Finishing this game is terrible. You need the best possible chance of scoring. Now, I'd say something like this. Alessandrini potentially in cam, because he's got that better agility and balance. Claude Maurice and Hour like that, and I think you got a perfect team. If you don't want Delaney, you can always go with someone else. You can always go with Marquinhos, but I think that is actually a very good team, and you can just sub on some of these players. So you can sub on Coutinho for the likes of Rashford, and if you want to as well, Correa on for Vinicius or Alessandrini. So you actually have a lot of choice, or you can even just sub on Tierney for one of the defenders, because Tierney is one of the best centre backs in the game. But that is, of course, a 2 million coin squad. Now, the question you're going to say to me is, can he do anything else? Now, with the excess money, what I would probably say is, it's probably worth getting a top tier player. So I would consider something like playing someone off chemistry. I would probably do something like this, and I'd probably get Neymar in over here. This is up, if it was up to me. Get Delaney over there and get Marquinhos over here. Now, the problem is, you need a French player here. So Koza would be the ideal solution. If not, Marquinhos can get the job done. Or you can go with Klaus as centre back. And there you go. That takes it to 2.5. So yes, you play Vinicius off chemistry, but I'd like to have Neymar and Cam and Mbappe in striker, especially for formation. That now be a 2.5 million coin squad builder. And of course, you can always use, for example, here, Correa, and you can just go with someone like Lodi, I think, just on top of my head, Lodi, I think, or you go with any right back. I think Kieran Trippier, isn't it? Trippier's from Atletico Madrid, or he's now changed, but you can go with Trippier if you have that card as well. That is not another solution if you want to keep it on the cheaper end, but that is of course another card. But don't forget as well with the Vinny SBC, don't forget he is untradeable at the end of the day, so it doesn't really matter. It just keeps the cost down, and I think realistically you got a good team. You could even consider just getting a top tier icon like Eusebio. I mean, at this point you can't really do any better. I mean, maybe you can go ahead and get someone like Renato Sanchez, or maybe that Fofana card. That would be maybe the next step. But to be honest, you need a top tier CDM here just because of the players that you do have. So you could go, for example, Kante, like that. And if you want to, you can go like him and you go Marvel. You could do something like this as well. But the problem is you haven't got enough money to take it to the next level after that. You can of course go Ginola, but Ginola of course brings the budget way out of budget. But you can of course go Ginola. Then the question is, who do you relegate here? Maybe you do something like this. You put Neymar like this, and you play a lot of the players off chemistry. That could be another solution. Takes up to 2.9 out of budget, but that could be something on another solution. Or you can simply put Alessandrini here and take it a bit more further down. It's completely up to you, because don't forget Alessandrini is pretty cheap as well. But that is about a 2.5 million coin squad builder. A lot of choices. And let's move on to the next one. So going over to the next one, it's missed by Rorks. He goes, next strike, 600k. Let's see who he's got. Oh, João Felix. And he's got best. He's got him on the bench. Okay, so he's got some players. Maybe not players that we would use, but I know exactly what I'll do for 600k. Now, I would love to get someone like Jota, but he's a big chunk of the budget, unfortunately. So what we're going to do is we're going to change it up. We're going to put Correa in, because we know we can get him in. And we're going to put Llorente back in. Now, Benzema, we don't really want. I'll be honest, I don't really want him, but we can leave him there for the wing. 600k. Now, what I would love to do is I'd love to put Ronaldo in. Now, this is where the chemistry gets a bit bunky. Now, I would probably say the best thing to do over here is maybe consider. I'm thinking about what's the best way about this. Now, we can go with, I'm trying that we can go with Fred. The problem is that this is the issue that I always say. When you're getting a striker in your team, so let me do this for you live, just so you can see. So when you're looking for a striker in your team, you need to always look at a player and you got to say to yourself, okay, I need to get that guy in a team, but if he's a striker, I need to be on top tier chemistry. So you'd want to go for someone like Fred. Now, yes, Fred in this situation will be playing off chemistry, but he gives us the chem that we need. And that is the most important thing. In fact, you can go in a 4-3-3, like this, 4-3-3, and you can put Ronaldo in, and you can sort the chemistry out like that. So that is one thing you can do, or you can get the links to the right back. So you can save the money, and people don't notice, but you can actually get someone like Cancelo, the gold card, and get the links that way. So what I was trying to say is, if you can't link it to a midfielder, don't try to force it in. Look at the defensive line. You got Wan-Bissaka and you got the likes of Cancelo. We're going to go with Wan-Bissaka just because personally, I prefer Wan-Bissaka. I think he's one of the best cards in the game. So he does have, as mentioned, to double check is what he does have. He says 600k. So we can get this in 600k. Now, what I would ideally want to do is get someone like Neymar in. That would be my ideal situation. But I think we will be out of budget and we may not be able to do so. Now, for the left wing, you know what? Let's fit him in. Let's fit him in. He's 700k. Bit too much. I mean, I would love to get Neymar in, but I think he's just a bit above budget. So we need a left wing now. Now, I think Nedved is kind of an icon. If I was looking for an icon, I would say Nedved would definitely be the go-to guy. But I think realistically, we might actually make a change here. If we put Morales in over there, and then we can do Arada Morales on full chemistry. And then what we can do, we can put Cancelo over there. And then what we can do is we can go with a fullback and centre back approach. Now, the good thing with La Liga, they actually have a good. They got Moreno and they got Mendy. So maybe we can work something out over here. So let's put Moreno in for now. The goalkeeper, we can go with Edison. And we just go any left back for now. Let's just put Mendy in. Just for now. Okay. Now that gives us a bit of choice. Now what we can do is we could also get rid of one of these guys because we don't need it. In fact, we could probably get away with the Donnarumma Kimpembe combo, because if we go here, we get the gold lines, as I like to. Well, it's not called the gold lines, but I like to call it the gold lines, when you get like a perfect situation where everyone just links together. So we can actually get them in together. That doesn't affect Ronaldo's chemistry, so we're completely fine with that. And the question is now, who plays CDM? Now Felix cannot play really a centre mid role. What I probably would say is a smart thing to do is maybe get rid of someone like Benzema and get here a midfielder. But the problem is there isn't really anyone, as you said, in La Liga that can get the job done. I think it's not ideal, but I'm just trying to think here. So if we put him over there, maybe we can go ahead and we can get Claude Maurice in. And then we can keep the chemistry if we get a left back like, I think, Amavi. So this actually could work out to be absolutely perfect. It is worked out to be perfect, just under budget as well. So we got a team with everyone's on full chemistry, par Lorente. But that's just a hit we got to take. But you can see it actually worked out pretty well. Got a bit under budget, and then you can actually get the team together. So how would I line this team up now? I think it's a very, very good team. So what I'll do is I'll go to the 4-2-3-1. I think Ronaldo has to play striker if it was up to me. But the problem is who goes where. Now, this is just my personal opinion. Now, this is where my personal opinion comes into it. I would like João Felix to be a bit more agile. So, I mean, in terms of agile, in terms of movements, I would like a better balance. But the only thing is, if you prefer the 5-star skill moves, as he does have, you may want him in the middle. Big, he's got medium work rates. You put him on stay forward. I think a system like this would be perfectly fine because you've got Wan-Bissaka, or you can put Cancelo there as well. It's not an issue because you still get the green links. Marquinhos, Kimpembe, Donnarumma in the middle. Marmez left back, Claude Maurice over there, and you can line up perfectly like that. Or you can just swap these guys right. In fact, you can play anyone anywhere, but of course you'll play Ronaldo up front. If you are going to be playing in a 2-striker formation, I'd say maybe George Best and Ronaldo up front. But again, you kind of have the freedom to do whatever you want. That is, I think, a 600k team just in budget. And the signature Lorente, I mean, is not really worth getting. In case you're wondering, should I get a signature Lorente? It's probably not worth getting, but I think it's actually a very, very good team. And that is a good team, as you can see, for 600k. And finally, we're going to go with Anders. He says he's got 1.4 million to spend. That's 1.4 million. And he does have the untradables as well. So this is actually looking pretty interesting as well. A lot of untradables, 1.4 million. Okay, so I think 1.4 million, I think Mbappe was obviously a key thing. You know what? I think with this one, we're going to get Ronaldo. And I think there's a couple of players that we need to have in. So what I would say, a 4-5-1 system would be ideal here. We can do something like this. And then we can put Ronaldo in over there. Or we can go to a 4-3-3 system. Put Ronaldo in over there. You would get that link. And then we can just go with someone like Cancelo or Wan-Bissaka. It's up to you, as I said. We got Wan-Bissaka in over there. And I think the key thing is now at 1.4, I think there's some players that I just want to use because of who they are. You know what? Let's go with a NealGuides classic. Let's go with a NealGuides classic. Let's go now. Okay, Mbappe would be the go-to guy. If you really want to put Mbappe in, you can. Like, I'll be honest, the solution here would just be Mbappe, and bam, you're good to go. With the right wing, you can kind of go with any icon. What we could probably do is, I mean, it's already, no, I was going to maybe consider, you know what, let's try something else. I was going to say maybe put Ginola in, but 1.4. So that keeps us very much high and above. But this guy's untradeable. And Mbappe takes us to 1.5. You know what? I think it's worth having Mbappe in. I think it's really worth it. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep things on the low, keep the budget on the low. So we're going to get Walker, and then we're going to get Mr. Kieran Tierney, and then we're going to get Edison in goal. Okay, so this is the NealGuides classic. So we can have like that. Mbappe's not untradeable. That puts us at 1.5. So we're pushing it now. So then we go here, we go Amavi, but in theory we can actually go with anyone here. It doesn't really matter. We can actually go with Cancelo left back if we want to. You know what? Let's go with Cancelo left back. And then what we would do here is we would move them in game. So at 1.5, and then we just need a right wing here. So if I'm trying to just fill in the gap and we don't have that much money, I normally just try to go and see, okay, who's a right wing? So we got Diatta can get the job done as someone who's cheap. And that is pretty much it. There's no one else. If we look at, so Atal could be a good option, but if we look at right wings that are French, now that Martial card would also be a good idea. I'm going to show you two variants of this. So you get the French idea, you can go with Dembele, but I think that is unfortunately just about it. And we can also go left wing league. Do you know what? Bamba could probably get the job done. I think that would actually be a very, very good team. I think that would be a fantastic solution for the issue that you had. Now, what I would do in game is I'll play Mr. Aouar and Vieira together. And I think in a 4-2-3-1, I mean, ideally a 4-4-2, you want Ronaldo and Mbappe up front and Bamba and Neymar on the wings. But I think it's a debatable one, but I would say maybe I want Neymar as a cam and Mbappe in a wing. A lot of people would say this and they'll say, what are you doing? But I would like something like that. And I would probably say Tierney with Wan-Bissaka as opposed to Walker, a different addition. But that is also a very good team. The second solution I'll do just very, very quickly is we're going to go back to the 4-3-3. We're going to do something else. We're going to, instead of Mbappe, we're actually going to keep these guys in. Get rid of him. I'm actually going to put Martial in. So we're going to kind of flip the script. And the reason why I say it's Martial card is because I actually really like this card. I think this Martial card is a fantastic card. I think he's very much underrated. I was a bit iffy on his finishing, and honestly, when he did come out, I was like, his finishing is not the best. I said to myself, as in, sorry, I meant his with a finisher style, his dribbling wasn't the best. So I put a finisher style on him, should I say rather, and he was still a bit iffy. But his finishing itself, as in scoring, was extremely good. So I left him on a finisher. So I didn't put a hunter, I put a finisher. Even on 7 chemistry, he's been doing a very, very good job. I think also what we can do over here is we can just get a Marvi in. Oops, that's not done. I don't want Camavinga. I wanted Mr. Marvi. And I think if you really want to, we can do something like this. Tierney there. Of course, you can go traditional centre back. And then what would say is we need a right wing now. So realistically, Dembele would be the perfect option because that would put us just in budget, just in. I think he had Neymar already, didn't he, if I'm not mistaken. And that would put us just in budget because we have Martial, Ronaldo, and now we have another amazing squad. We got some of the best players in the game right here, and it'll be the exact same thing in a 4-2-3-1 layout. But Vieira in CDM. And I think probably here, the tough one, either Ronaldo or, I'll be honest, your sport for choice here. In a 3-5-2, I would say Martial, Ronaldo up front with Neymar cam. But in this one, 4-4-2, Martial, Ronaldo, I would say that's what I would kind of go with. But you're kind of, in fact, you know, in theory, anyone can play anywhere. It doesn't really matter. So it's up to you. If you prefer the 5-star skill moves, you can do that. But I think that is also a very, very good idea and a very, very good solution. And that is one of the best meta teams you can get for 1.5 million with the players that you got. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this series. Let me know if you do like it because I wanted to create a wide range of budgets and then kind of tailor it to your style. So let me know. Don't forget, of course, you can follow me on twitter.com/NealGuides. Link should be down below in the description, but of course I'll have more posts where you can kind of sign up and you can, I suppose you can see when I upload these, and I'll kind of put that live. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you did enjoy this video and you want a different type of video. Let me know what your thoughts are, if you like it or not. Thanks for watching, guys. Take it easy. Of course, I'll catch you next time. Peace out.